There's still people here. That's awesome. So I'm going to give a quick brief on an emerging new track of effort to accelerate climate capital deployment. We all know that kind of a critical moment for climate finance and adaptation finance to stay on track to hit 1.5 degrees or something close to that, we need to crowd in about $90 trillion in private capital by 2050. Now, the main mechanisms for doing this, Paris Agreement, Bretton Woods institutions, multilateral banks, et cetera, tend to be jurisdictional led. And so this track of effort, this critical track of effort, it's a little bumpy right now. And by nature, it's zig and zaggy. I'm in the agreement, I'm out of the agreement. So that's kind of moving slow. On top of that, putting private capital to work in emerging markets and vulnerable communities is doubly, triply hard. So starting at COP29, the Milken Institute has joined with other asset owner and investor groups, including the CREO Syndicate, Family Office Network, and the Investor Leadership Network, a group of institutional investors, to accelerate a complementary investor-led effort, if you will, to work from the community and bottom-up level to accelerate deal flow and capital deployment. So how do we crowd in climate capital faster and stand up the second track of effort? First of all, we need to act with patient urgency. This is an urgent problem. We need to do it on a multi-year basis. Building takes time, deployment takes time, so thinking through this takes a lot of effort. Second of all, we want to focus on the key friction points which we've identified as investors together. So we're working right now on a multi-year effort to share use cases, best practices, and build data sharing protocols between investor platforms. So there's a lot of platforms, but there's a lot of ways to share data and reduce duplication. This isn't hard, but it does take deeper collaboration and new approaches and lifting up new asset managers and others in the system that are looking and willing to work at a smaller scale. We're also working hard to de-risk deals, as I said, in emerging markets. We're also looking to partner with community-minded organizations, jurisdictions, financial intermediaries, folks like the smart folks on this panel that share a similar bottom-up and regional focus for capital deployment, looking at highly replicable, high-demand use cases that we can identify and fund together, mindful that different investors have different appetites, different check sizes, some have debt, some have equity, so that we can accommodate and build a marketplace over time between community-led projects and folks that are looking for just those projects. So to Brazil and COP30, as we look up to build up this enhanced investor track with partners who share these operational values, we are now starting to plan how and where we can make impact above and beyond what we're doing now. Our work plan and our planned cadence of activity is to be present both at COP gatherings, but also at other events where sustainable marketplace investment is happening, where regions are ripe to take action, and we and investors can work together on a growing basis to catalyze these sorts of investors. Our first gathering will be at COP30 in Brazil, a place that not only exemplifies the importance of lifting up new voices and new leaders that are already innovating and building sustainable markets, including nature, but also lifting up the rising importance of the global South as leaders, as innovators in a world that certainly needs new leaders, particularly at the jurisdictional level, and new voices for climate, resiliency, sustainability, nature, et cetera. Lastly, we are also aiming for our efforts alongside other investor-led alliances to help shift the current narrative. We talked yesterday a little bit about U.S. narrative shifts. I think on the international side, we're hoping at COP to bring some voice to the fact that right now, we talk about a study that shows we're short $90 trillion. I think I want to die and fetal rock, to some celebrating how smaller scale investment, $2 billion investment in this new bioeconomy market, working with local organizations can lift up and scale. I should have my I'm post PowerPoint, I apologize, but I should have that hockey stick slide that shows that this is going to lead to a $100 billion market over time, and to celebrate those and honor those over and over and over again. So to conclude, while we all must continue to lift up jurisdictional-led funding and capacity support to help frontline communities cope with climate and build local economies and sustainable supply chains, at the same time, institutional investors, families, sovereign wealth funds, and other investors who understand climate risk and how bad it is can no longer afford to just sit on the sidelines and wait to be wooed or expect disrupted governments to de-risk all of their deals and investments. We need to get in the game. That's what we're all about. So please watch this space. And again, thank you, Amy, for the opportunity.